Hey, Gary. How are you?
So you heard about Benjy's shenanigans?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So here's what's going on. I get a call at about 8:30 last night from Benjy, which is rare. Well, hold on. So he says, listen, I'm on my way to the hospital. So I said, what happened? I go, what's the matter? And I had actually, I was watching Fox 5 live.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, but Linda Schmidt was doing a stand-up outside.
Yeah.
And Benjy, it's so great. You see Benjy skulking around behind. Mary and I watch her and goes, oh no. And Benjy just goes, he like looks in the camera like this, and then he starts to talk to her, and she's like, what? And he goes, gets in front of the camera, and he starts like fixing his shirt and pulling on his thing or whatever. So he said that right after that, he thought that somebody had pushed him, like one of the guys that got mad had pushed him. And he thought he turned his ankle, but he said that later on some other people told him that somebody hit him with a chain in the ankle or something like that. So he said it was really swollen, and he was on his way to the hospital. And I said, Benjy, all I ask is just, communicate with me, email me, just let me know where we're at. And of course, I've heard nothing.
So I woke up this morning and found out Benjy was out. I had no. By the way,
Benjy's out.
Benjy went. You don't know about this? Benjy went out yesterday during the Anthony Weiner press conference and started screaming during it.
I just read something.
Yeah, but now he's on crutches because he got himself good and injured. Because, you know, with Benjy, I love when Benjy goes out and does stuff, but he's such a loose cannon and does crazy shit that
he usually comes to the attention of security people.
Benjy went to the Anthony Weiner
I was
press
wondering because
conference.
I was watching it.
Yeah, he's the one who ended it. He ended it. Because, and a lot of reporters are saying, well, he ended it at the right time because Anthony Weiner was droning on for 25 minutes. Most guys get up, read his statement, and get the fuck out of there. He just decided to answer every reporter's questions and get it over with.
Yeah, well, I heard some commentators saying, usually you answer 2 questions and then you're out.
Right. Because
it's then going to become a reiteration of all the... tell us the details.
Tell us the details, and then you'll get caught in another lie.
Right.
But anyway, then Benjy went out and he saw a woman on Fox doing what they call a stand-up in front of a camera.
And he loves to get on television.
So Benjy saw that. He went over and started trying to fix his hair and stuff, and using the camera as a mirror.
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden...
Was he standing right in front of her?
Yeah, and then people got mad, and Benjy thought he got shoved, but it turns out he now thinks 2 people in the crowd told him that he got hit by some guy with a chain in his ankle, and now he's been at the hospital all night trying to... what were you doing at the hospital? Because it doesn't appear you got any answers.
No, I haven't gone to the hospital yet, because I knew if I went last night, I'd be in the emergency room for hours.
Right.
How do you know that?
Well,
because
I know how
whenever you go to emergency room, you got to wait hours.
I've been to the emergency room. Got right in.
Yeah, but look at you. You're the queen of all media. Right. Yeah, go ahead.
So yesterday, listen, I know I was obnoxious behind this woman, and I don't even like doing that to stand-up reporters. I thought I would maybe stop doing that because I'm kind of sick of doing that.
Oh, you're retiring that bit?
I realize it's obnoxious. It would be like interrupting people, but
right.
But I did it, and I don't think some guy grabbed me, and it just started hurting real bad. And I thought it's when the guy grabbed me, my ankle just started killing me. And people in the crowd said some guy with a really giant chain hit my ankle.
Was it a security type guy?
I think he came from the cameras, but I don't know. The guy who grabbed me didn't seem to be a security type guy.
Is your ankle swollen?
Oh, it's huge.
Oh,
yeah.
Why don't you go? I said to him, go to the doctor right now.
But because I would like to get an orthopedic appointment. That's
right.
I mean,
well, all right. I don't know. I would have gotten that taken care of right away. That's all I'm saying. Even if you had meant staying at the hospital, because do you have any painkillers or anything?
Yeah, Jason just got me some Motrin and.
Oh, but you're in a lot of pain. Is it throbbing right now?
It hurts, but it's more like it's when I try to move around. I can't put it was weird. The first hour I could walk. I came back to the station. I got Mike Morales, and we went back there.
Right.
And then after about an hour, I can't put any weight on it at all. I had to crawl around my apartment last night to get to the bathroom.
I got to listen to the tapes of this because I don't know. Benjy got up and started screaming out some questions, but I was thinking.
I couldn't really hear the questioners.
I was thinking maybe we could have helped him with some questions if we knew he was going.
Well, I didn't either.
You just walked by?
No, I heard this on the internet. Like,
I see.
And I was like, there's no way I'll get down there in time.
Right.
I was like, what the fuck? I'll give it a shot. And like you said, it must have gone on like 25 minutes because like 20 minutes later, I find the room and I walk in there and that's when I did it.
I read in the newspaper, some reporters said it was a good thing you ended the press conference because it was just going on and on and on.
Yeah.
And then others were annoyed. It looked like they were annoyed with you at the press conference.
Yeah. They seem to be, at the press conference part, they seem to be like, I'm sure they...
What were the questions you yelled out? Because I don't know what the hell
I didn't plan them out that much.
Yeah, what were they?
Okay, the first question was, are you shocked that Arnold had sex with such an ugly woman?
Right.
And the second question was, will you help support Arnold's love child?
Right.
And then it was, were you fully erect or are you capable of more?
I did hear that one.
That's a good question. I like the third question. Are you fully erect in those pictures?
Right.
Or are you capable of more?
Yeah, and that's where it
See, that's where I might have gone if I was going to do something as bold as what you did.
Right.
Yeah.
But all right, you're saying you didn't have time to think it all the way through.
Yeah.
Because the Arnold Schwarzenegger stuff's like out of left field.
I kind of like that, but you're right.
I like your attitude, but man, I didn't like you getting
now we
hit
have to worry about this ankle.
Yeah. He's a warrior.
But it sounds like you might have broken it or something.
Well, everyone's saying if you can move it, which I can. I can move it. Just it hurts a lot if I move it.
Yeah.
That they're saying it's probably not broken if you can move it.
Imagine some guy has the chain available.
That's
to
what I
start hitting
wonder.
you.
I don't know.
Is he like a ninja?
I don't
maybe
know.
It's like a bicycle chain.
Well, there was a guy in the crowd that he said he was like a farmer. He sounded like Richard Christie actually. He's like, like that was like a logging chain.
Right.
He said it was a real thick like chain. And,
Did he sound like Richard Christie or Richard Christie's dad?
His dad.
Hey, Richard, this is your dad.
This is a logging chain.
Hey, bud.
Yeah. Hi, Mark. You're on the air. Hey, Mark.
Hey, what's up?
What can we do for you?
Get Benji the fuck off there. He sucks. He sucks. I mean, his fucking goddamn skits all the time. Hitting the ankle with a chain. They should have hit him in his fucking head. Can't stand him. Get him the fuck off.
Benji was trying to create magic, and he took a beating for it. All right. Thank you, Mark. There's no consoling Mark on this.
Mark is not a fan.
He is not liking him. Well, before I get Benji off the air, maybe I'll take his advice. Let me see if I can't go to my Anthony Weiner page. The whole thing was like a fucking circus. There was first a guy who got up on stage who's the guy who first, I don't know much about this guy, Andrew Breitbart. He's the guy who evidently first brought this to everyone's attention, these pictures.
Yeah. He has this blog, a conservative blog.
And so I think in the beginning, Anthony Weiner must have called him a liar. And then he got up on stage demanding an apology. And the way he got up on stage was somebody just told him there was an Anthony Weiner press conference.
Yeah, he was here for some other reason, because apparently some of these women are coming forward and they're being interviewed by the big news media outlets. And so he was here for that reason. And he heard that, like his hotel was like 3 blocks from wherever Weiner was having his press conference.
And then he wandered up on stage and started taking over the press conference.
Yeah, he hijacked it. And people at a certain point didn't know if this was a real press conference for Anthony Weiner anymore or if he had hoaxed them.
Yeah. Anyway, so this guy got up and he demanded an apology, which I won't play. It's kind of boring. I won't play you that.
Yeah, because he really didn't have anything to say.
And the cool part was Anthony Weiner started crying.
But the guy did threaten Anthony Weiner with some more pictures. He says, I got better pictures.
Yeah.
And if you don't apologize to me, I'll show them.
I got to admit, Anthony Weiner's a pretty freaky guy because, even what he's up to, he's claiming he doesn't fuck any of these girls. He just goes online with them, and he
probably jerks off at home, right?
Well, yeah, he says he does. He admits it in his conversation with one girl. He goes, "I'm beating off to you on Facebook," which is very pervy. I mean, I beat off to. Listen, I'm not going to act like I'm better than anybody, but I beat off to porn, and I somehow think that's a little more sane.
It's not a live person.
Yeah, I don't know who this person. It could be a dude. I mean, I've beaten off. In early internet, in my book, I detail this, that I beat off a few times, but it's always turned out to be a dude. So I learned my lesson. I was beating off to guys.
And they love to tell you afterwards.
Yeah. Oh. They have their way with you. But, with me, I just come clean right away. I go, hey, here's what I'm doing. I'm beating off on the internet to try it out. I'm experimenting. But I got to admit, you get over it pretty quickly. Wiener...
What do you mean you get over it pretty quickly?
Well, you do it once or twice. You find out it's dudes basically talking to you on the internet, and then you go, I'm done with this.
If it had been women.
I think you just it's really lame. You feel like a real asshole. You really do.
Because this guy says he was doing it for 3 years.
That's what I'm saying. It's way too long at the party. He's just staying way too. I did it once or twice, and I went, oh, I'm such a douche.
Well, I looked at him and I listened to his whole press conference and I said, he's still lying.
Of course.
Yeah, oh, yeah. How do you trust a guy after this? First of all, he's got to resign. The question is when.
Yeah.
You can't, like most women I know go, I can't have a guy representing me in my district.
Well, now he is Congressman Wiener.
Yeah. He's Congressman Wiener. And you can't have a name like Wiener and do shit with your wiener. But I was looking at the picture in the Post today, and he was wearing his boxer shorts, the tight skivvies.
Yes.
I own those kind of shorts, too. I don't like them. They squeeze me a little too much, and I sweat a little too much in them. But anyway, he's in his shorts, but you don't see his cock. It's just like you see that he's a little bit aroused because you can see some bulging.
Right, you see a bulge.
Yeah. So it wasn't even that crazy, but he does that whole weird thing where he takes pictures of himself without his shirt on to show girls his body.
Right. This was that same thing that Chris Lee did.
Yeah.
The upstate congressman. He took off his shirt and started snapping pictures of himself.
And he resigned.
And he resigned right away.
Meanwhile, Wiener's wife, like only 11 months he's been married. This is a little...
I know. I was like, oh my God, they didn't marry that long ago. I was talking to somebody else about it. I said, look, if this is going on and he just got married, do you think he's into that woman at all?
No. He should become a male model because that's clearly the field he wants to be in. I mean, first of all, look at Anthony Weiner. I mean, he's got, that's like me posting sexy pictures of myself. There are none.
He
you know
really
what I mean?
thinks a lot of himself.
Yeah, he really does. Like, I know I'm not sexy. He's posting pictures of himself so that it can turn women on.
Right. I love the one where he's not undressed. He's in a shirt and tie, and he has a little sign that has an arrow pointing up, me.
He put a lot of work into those pictures. And, like one guy wrote in the paper today, he said, a guy like Anthony Weiner, he goes, you can tell he wasn't popular in high school. I mean, he's Weiner, and you look at him, and suddenly he got powerful. He got elected as a congressman. And
got a little attractive to women because of his power.
Because of his job. And then right away, he's forgetting. He goes, man, he just got one of the hottest chicks in Washington to marry him. And he can't give up on trying to be still one of the cool kids in high school.
Right. Well, this kind of stuff warps people for life.
Yeah, it really does. At least I know I'm not that warped. Like when Beth agreed to marry me, I went, oh my God, this is the luckiest day of my life. A woman who looks like that wants to marry me? I'm not going to fuck this up. I'm not going to text my underpants to some woman and fuck this up. It's not worth it. I get to go to bed with her.
But more than that, you wanted to really develop a relationship with her. You didn't want to just have her as a trophy.
Right.
You wanted to really delve into the depths of your soul and give it to her.
Yeah. Why not? That seems like a good thing to do.
It's been more enriching to your life than anything.
Yes. All right, here's the conversation. So Weiner... Evidently, like a lot of women, mostly women are going nuts from this, but I am too. I mean, it's it's just stupid. You know what it is? Guys will be guys, and no, every guy's done dumb shit because of his dick. But when you're a congressman and you're going to run for mayor and you got a bright future and you got a great new wife, like you got to be fucking seriously insane.
And this woman's high-powered. She's like an assistant to Hillary Clinton.
I know. And then to lie about it, the press is going to hammer your ass.
And to say your wife knows about this?
Yeah.
Ugh.
No, she doesn't.
No. She would have been at the press conference with him. Notice she didn't show up. She didn't do the walk of shame.
I said, thank goodness that is not happening. I'm tired of seeing those women looking like they were just hit by a bus. They don't know what happened to them. They're wandering around in the background looking loopy, and they're standing there.
Well, if she really knew about it, she would have appeared with him and said, hey, listen, I just got to tell you guys, I think it's hot that he fucking,
we do it together.
Yeah, I love it. There's no way she digs this.
And she would have been able to say this on her own. She doesn't need him talking for her.
Yeah, so this is one of his conversations with this chick. This is like the stuff JD's up to. Wiener. Ridiculous bulge in my shorts now. Want to see? Then this girl, Weiss, says, yeah, can you send a pic? I want to sit on your cock so bad right now.
Whoa.
Yeah. A lot of guys jerk off to this stuff, but I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, it's dudes.
I'm going to tell you, that sounds like a dude wrote that.
Wouldn't it be great if it turned out he was texting dudes? That's going to really make him feel dumb. But anyway, then Wiener goes, geez, I'm rushing to take the picture. Let me take a quick picture. The girl goes, awesome. How do I get it right on here? And Weiss goes, how are you going to go to work with a raging hard-on like that, Congressman?
Right.
Wiener says, it won't go away, and now I'm taking pictures of it, making me harder still. He's a freak. He's getting hard. He
gets hotter looking at his own penis.
Yeah, and he didn't even take pictures of his cock. It's just that his cock in his underwear. Why is he getting so hard from that? And then she writes, so hot, you are making me wet again. This is definitely a guy writing back to him.
Yeah.
Girls don't fucking care about this. Wiener goes, geez, I have to go. I'll hit you later. Wiener says, off to the shower. This thing, meaning his cock, his wiener, this thing is bobbing up and down. I know that feeling. It's really weird. Like, you can't get it to stop going up and down. It's out of control. It's got a life of its own. It's like it's almost not attached to you. So he goes, off to the shower. I mean, this is just lame. This thing is bobbing up and down. And then she goes, I wish I was in the shower with you to help. Yeah, okay.
Right.
Yeah, let me tell you, women do not want to help you with your bobbing wiener. Wiener writes, hey, you give good head? Let's get that. Guys want to know. And she goes, I've been told really good, and I love doing it. And then Wiener goes, wow, a Jewish girl who sucks dick. This thing is ready to do damage.
Thank you, Congressman.
Thank you. And thank you for the ethnic slur that Jewish women can't suck cock. Oh, man. A woman really wants to write, hey, what kind of shower do you have? Do you have a really nice apartment? Yeah, she's like, I'm so wet because your cock is bobbing up and down. That's a girl who just wants to, get married. You know what I mean? Once she's married.
She's desperate.
Yeah, she's not talking like that. Wiener, who had been married less than a month when he started heavily flirting with Weiss online, soon got down and plenty dirtier, according to Weiss. I guess, she came forward.
Yeah, she's talking.
He admitted to jerking off to her Facebook photos, said Weiss, 40, a former Democratic Party worker. Oh, she's 40. She's not even that young. Some of them are like 20. So anyway, women are like fucking hammering him. A, the women were way young in their 20s. B, he's, cheating on his wife after 11 months. C, he used an ethnic slur against Jews, even though he's Jewish.
He did everything wrong.
Yeah, he's just getting hammered. So then they had the press conference, and here's Benji yelling at Anthony Weiner.
Certainly wouldn't, obviously, do the things that I've done.
Are you shocked that Arnold had sex with such an ugly woman?
You didn't just say that.
Sir.
Yeah, you don't want to ask goofy questions during this.
Yeah, this guy was nothing but a goofball. He's sitting at home with his computer, whacking off. You can't ask him goofy questions.
I like everyone's got to be serious. Now he's the serious congressman. How dare you? Now even he's outraged.
We're on the other foot, sir. Will you help to support Arnold's love child? Thank you.
I like the press conference is over. You're being silly.
They were inappropriate. They were part of a consensual, exchanges of emails. And I don't want to violate the privacy of the women who were involved, but it was clearly a mistake.
It's funny, too, because Benji keeps getting up and down. He's not quite sure whether to fire off another question.
Right. He doesn't know whether to interrupt or let the guy go.
In the gray panty photo, were you fully erect? Were you fully erect, or are you capable of more?
Who are you? Seriously, man.
That's a good one.
Huh?
Who are you? Let's get him. Who are you?
My Twitter name is Bronk. B-R-O-N-K, Bronk.
His Twitter name he gave out. They said, who are you? Because my Twitter name is Bron. I thought you nailed the last question. Where
Thanks.
That was great. And I did hear that on TV while I was watching.
Yeah, and you want to know something? I would have liked to hear an answer. Is he fully erect?
That's when he skedaddled out of the room.
You should have yelled out you were wet and you wanted to know these answers.
Hey, did you have a sense, did he just send that girl the picture out of the blue? Is that what he's saying?
I don't know. He had like Facebook. You know how guys work it. Like
he
JD.
had friends.
He had friends on Facebook.
Yeah, but this girl that he got in trouble with, he
Yeah.
claims, if I heard it right, that he just sent it as a joke. Which in a way makes it worse, like if he hadn't already had any kind of relationship with her.
Yeah, like out of randomly just kind of.
Which is almost like a flasher, but maybe he's trying to protect her.
That's what one of the columnists in the paper was saying, that he's like he said. They said this is no different than a guy going out and flashing young 20-year-old girls.
If they didn't already have like a,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, he claims he was sending it as a joke.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just a random girl. He had some kind of relationship, and this was a part of their joking around.
Meanwhile, his Facebook friend Megan Broussard snaps herself in an exclusive ABC News picture. She's hot. I could get off on her. Meanwhile, look, here's the deal. Most guys do really dumb shit because of their dicks, and all they can think about is their dicks. We hold our representatives to a higher standard. We hope that they're smart enough to know that in the public eye, when you're married after 11 months and
Well, get something right.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get married if this is what you're still up to, because it would be a whole different story if he was single.
Yeah.
Nobody would care.
He's got to resign. You know? And we know Anthony. He's called into the show.
He's a nice guy.
Really nice guy. And I believe he's, politically, he's got some really great things to say, but this is a major character flaw. A, he lied.
And lied and lied and lied.
And lied and lied. And the dumbest lie ever. I can't be sure.
I was hacked.
That's my underpants. Yeah, I was hacked. Those are the kind of lies that, it's Nixon stuff.
And now I figured it out. He was trying to direct message somebody, and he tweeted it. And then he deleted it, but that blogosphere guy found it and retweeted it. So it had developed a life of its own.
If anything, the guy should be able to work Twitter and do direct messaging.
Yeah, if you're doing this stuff, be sure of which buttons you're hitting.
So I've always claimed from the beginning that this sounds to me like an unconscious cry for, I don't want to be in politics. He wants some sort of help, but, I don't even think he's aware.
I don't want to be married. I don't want to be in politics.
Yeah, I want to go back to high school and get good-looking chicks.
In fact, that's what I said. This is like a baby.
Right.
Crying. Leave me alone. Don't make me grow up.
Right. Boy, the wife's hot, too. I don't know.
Gorgeous in that picture.
Yep.
And, I listened to a lot of different news accounts, and they had a lot of different pundits on all talking about this. And, this one guy was like, this is a lovely woman. She's a private woman. She's gracious. And she certainly doesn't want to be involved in anything like this.
She's gracious, she's private, and she has lousy taste in men. She can't really read the signals.
Right.
Oh, wow, yeah. That's always mind-blowing with a chick, too, like when they find out, like, the guy's got a whole secret fucking life. I like the ones that have a whole secret family, like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, at least he doesn't have another family.
Yeah. I mean, Arnold's probably happy because Anthony Weiner's now in the news, but you know what? No one's forgetting about Arnold. I know I'm not. That's fucking crazy shit.
There's more there to come, I'm sure. Arnold hasn't even resurfaced. Yeah. We haven't seen Arnold since this whole scandal broke.
I wonder if Hillary Clinton's trying to console the wife because they're close, and she certainly knows something about this.
She can't. She would tell her to stay married.
Yeah.
In fact, what was I reading? I read it was Barbara Sinatra did a Q&A. She's written a book.
Yeah, I read that in the New York Times.
Yeah. And she was saying that they said, you knew that when you got married to Frank, women would always be in the picture. And she said, I tried not to get involved in his personal life.
And she even said, I knew he was having affairs with women.
But she said, I tried not to get involved in his personal life.
And they said to her, well, what do you consider him having affairs in his personal life? She goes, absolutely. That's how I stayed married to him. I didn't question Frank about anything.
They said, wouldn't you consider his personal life your personal life? She said, absolutely not.
No, she is with Frank. You know how she met him? She was married to Zeppo Marx, one of the Marx brothers.
Right. And
they lived next door to Frank Sinatra. Listen to this. One night they described in this story that they were over Frank's house. This is while she was married to Zeppo.
Yeah, that's the first time she met him. She was still married.
Yeah. And Frank, they were playing at Frank's house. You know, you thought Frank was up to some cool shit, maybe smoking some weed. They were playing charades.
Yeah, that's what those wacko Hollywood guys used to do.
Yeah, they had charades. And for some reason, Barbara Sinatra, at the time, Barbara Marx, had the job of keeping the little timer going, the egg timer, where you know, tell people when their time is up when you're playing charades. So Frank was doing his charade, and she goes, "Time's up, Frank." And he goes, "Time's up, not for me." And he takes the fucking egg timer and smashes it into the wall.
Right, because he didn't play by any rules.
Yeah.
He was going to win his charade.
So they said to her in the interview, "Gee, when a guy does that, aren't you like head for the hills?" And she was like, "No, you know, that's Frank, you know."
Right. I just thought, you know, isn't that cute?
Come on. What a nightmare. I'm sure she's a lot happier that Frank's dead.
Look.
You know.
She saw dollar signs.
Right.
I mean, that's the only thing. The guy was obnoxious.
You don't think Zeppo had any money?
I think Zeppo's thing had dried up by that point.
Zeppo must have had a few bucks if he was living next door to Frank Sinatra, though.
Well,
Zeppo.
yeah, but he had him in the early days. You know, maybe Zeppo was, you know, bought before property values went up.
And by the way, I mean, wasn't Zeppo the shitty Marx brother?
Yeah, I mean, hardly
He was even
anybody
bounced out early.
knew Zeppo.
There was Harpo, Chico, and Groucho.
Right.
There was a Gummo, too.
Where was Zeppo?
Zeppo was texting. What was the one with the horn?
No, that was Harpo.
Harpo.
He was the fun one.
Yeah, Harpo. She should have gone for him over Zeppo.
Yeah, her husband was hardly a Marx brother. He was almost out of the family.
Yeah, Zeppo. Loser Marx brother. She traded right up to Frank. So what if he smashes the egg timer? So what if he fucks other chicks? I'm with fucking Frank Sinatra.
Zeppo must have been a monster if Frank looked okay.
Zeppo, I'm leaving you. I wish she had been. The story would have been so much better if she was married to Harpo. It'd be like, "Harpo, I'm leaving you." And then we'll see here. Oh, that's Harpo coming. Frank's like, "Oh, that fucking Harpo is coming again. That poor woman. I'll rescue her." Yeah, so... Yeah, I read that too. I thought that was rather interesting.
Yeah, I said, finally, somebody's actually talking about this stuff. I turned a blind eye to his womanizing.
I thought she was pretty arrogant with her one-word answers, and like, you know, you're Barbara Sinatra, you're Frank Sinatra's ex-wife. You're not Frank Sinatra.
But that's how she acts. She acts as if, you know, she did something. You know, his career was baked by the time she got him.
Hey, Kerry, you're on the air. This is your former assistant, Robin. She says she saw Benji get assaulted last night. Did you know that Kerry was there?
Yeah, I didn't know she wanted to be mentioned. She actually, she works for the Washington Times. She actually got the audio. She was sitting behind me.
Kerry, what did you observe? What happened to Benji last night that he's now on crutches?
Yeah, there were actually two guys who were involved. First, Benji jumped into that live shot, and there was one guy who sort of bear-hugged Benji. And then there was another guy who also grabbed Benji, and this one guy was wearing sort of like big bike chain that we see a lot of those messengers wear.
Right.
And that bike chain sort of whipped around Benji's leg.
Oh.
Did he? You mean he took it and whipped Benji around the legs with it?
Yeah, I don't know if the guy actually like whipped Benji, but like the bike chain itself kind of like whipped around Benji's leg from the guy's waist. So the whole.
Oh, so the guy didn't throw it at Benji or whack him with it. But it because he was wearing a bike chain, somehow it whacked Benji in the leg. But that doesn't sound like enough to do any real damage.
Well, you know what? I think just in the whole like physical struggle of it all, it like the bike chain itself just kind of got involved.
Was there a lot of tussling?
Kerry, I'm not understanding your point of view on this. From what you are as an eyewitness, it seems to me you're saying that the guy had the bicycle chain wrapped around his body and somehow just it kind of like went into Benji's ankle. That just doesn't seem like it would create enough force to actually even bother him.
Unless they were wrestling or something.
Yeah, well, they were. That's just like that's just it. Because, like, you know, I mean, it was like that one of those really thick, bike chains, and it was really, really long too. So it was like reaching the ground, and so this guy was really bear hugging Benji, and that bike chain really whipped around his ankle. You know, that was the best way from what I could see. And at one point, I sort of looked down because I was trying to get video of it, and then I looked up, so I kind of was seeing it in parts.
So you never got the actual video of Benji's
injury?
Yeah, I wish I did.
And so Why do you think these guys attacked Benji? You think they were nervous that he was up to something bad?
Yeah, because it was some woman reporter, and I guess they thought that, like, he was, going to do something bad to her, I guess, because here comes Benji, and then she's doing her, like, package, and next thing you know, here comes Benji doing his thing, and, well, you can imagine what's going through their heads.
I would have thought Benji was up to something
me too. Me too. Like a terrorist.
Yeah.
So these guys were coming to her defense, in a sense.
Yeah, but, Howard, it went, listen, I was being obnoxious, but they went much further. I wasn't fighting back at all.
Right.
And if you look at my ankle, it's fucked up.
Wow.
Exactly.
But it sounds like the chain was...
I don't know, because the other guy that saw it told me. Again, I didn't see this part of it. I thought it was from the struggle. He said the guy had it in his hand and seemed like was pulling it back away from it. So.
Seems to me like that would make more sense if your ankle's that fucked up. It seems like he might have like thrown it at your ankle or used it in some way.
I don't know. I mean,
it's hurting. It's bruised from both sides too.
Yeah.
Is the guy like a chain ninja? Like he knows how to throw chains?
Well, did you see Iron Man 2, Robin? When what's his name? The villain. I can't think of his name.
Right, the Mickey Rourke character.
Yeah, the Mickey Rourke character. He had that like whipping thing that he used on Iron Man.
Yes.
That sounds to me like what happened to Benji.
So that guy was there.
That guy was there. Yeah, Mickey Rourke.
Well, at one point, Benji began screaming at the guy from the entrance of the hotel, and like words were certainly exchanged. And then the guy like disappeared into the hotel, and we never saw him again.
I don't know. Benji does a lot of crazy shit that I keep telling him he's going to get killed doing.
He's finally getting hurt.
Yeah, I told the other day, I mean, if you watch Howard TV, we're running a behind-the-scenes thing, you'll see he's on all fours pretending to be a horse in the middle of Manhattan underneath a truck. And I'm going, Benji, if that guy ran you over, he wouldn't even be at fault.
No.
He can't see you.
Well,
He's nuts. And by the way, I never know what he's doing. He doesn't tell me. He just goes around doing nutty shit.
Yeah, he doesn't check with anyone.
No. Check. Why bother checking? Because I told him, one thing about Benji, he's a really good guy and a funny guy, but he has no sort of way to know what the fuck to do. I mean, like I don't know. It's like weird. He doesn't know. Like, I know there's being funny, and then there's being funny.
Well, I love the TV guys when they go out with him. They're fearful for themselves.
Yeah. I don't even want them going out with him because I don't want to be responsible for anything he does.
No, I understand.
Yeah, I really don't.
I understand. That's why.
That's why he doesn't call.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even let him go to the Anthony Weiner press conference unless I'd given him a severe talking to and said, okay, here are the 3 questions you can ask, and here's when you do it. You know, I'd have to really be secure that he knew what he was doing.
Well, with all due respect to like what Benji does at these press conferences, because I was actually sitting right behind him when he threw all those questions out at Anthony Weiner, it's all cool and all, but the problem is just that usually when you throw those questions out, it sort of kills the entire press conference, and it sort of gives like the politician sort of a way out to end up leaving. And everyone goes, oh man, now that guy gets to leave, and he's sort of like
Although the one thing in Benji's defense, I heard it was 25 minutes in, and everyone was already bored because
had been a lot of questions by the time Benji threw out that last one.
That's true. Good point.
All right, Carrie. Glad to see you're doing well.
Absolutely.
Here's a woman who had I heard you sometimes contribute to Sean Hannity's program.
Yeah. From time to time, Sean has me on, and
now I put on his program last night, and it was not on. What happened?
I think that pretty much like he was having some guests on. He was talking about Wiener, but he was he was having some guests on.
No, at 9 o'clock
no show at all.
At 9 o'clock he wasn't on at all. I mean, they had a different show on.
Really? Because but actually, like I saw the replay, and I saw that he had some guests on.
Maybe it was delayed. All right. Thanks, Carrie. Anyway, so the Anthony Weiner thing just gets funnier and funnier. Yeah, you started crying too. That was pretty cool. I mean, that's great when you're crying because
and when I saw that, I was like, everybody's like, oh, he cried when he mentioned his wife. No, he was crying because he got caught.
These guys never think about the woman and what's he going to do to her. I wish he'd call in. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, we never used to have to ask before.
I would ask Benji's question. I think it was a pretty good question. Like, what's going on? Is that a full erection? I want to know.
They asked him what he was going to do. Like, you got a problem here. What are you going to do? He goes, I think I can work it out myself.
No. Oh yeah, because that's right. You can't admit to going to a therapist, or else then they definitely people won't vote for you if you act like you need therapy.
Right.
Yeah. What are you going to do about this? I'm planning an extensive electroshock therapy because I must be out of my mind. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, I'm going to take these 2 battery cables and attach them to my head.
I'll do my own shock therapy.
Yeah, I was going to go to a hospital for shock therapy, but... What are you going to do about this, Anthony Weiner? Well, first thing I'm going to do is get a new screen name. Because you know what? There's still a lot of residue.
This Twitter account is shot.
There's residual chicks still hanging around. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. That's my first thing. So on Facebook now, I'm going to have, I'm going to be at Bronk or on Twitter or something. And then I'm going to figure it out from there. God, I'd love to interview him. I have so many fucking questions. Like, how does this whole thing start up on Facebook?
And it's more than 3 years. If it's only 3 years, what were you doing before?
Right.
Because you did something.
All right, here's, I don't know, is it Lisa G? Oh, Steve Langford. Steve Langford is here with some headlines from the Howard 100 newsroom. Come on, Steve.
Langford has a huge...
You must have some breaking story.
The Benji Wiener roast in Midtown Monday. Howard 100 News there with Bronk trying to identify the alleged thugs who Benji says beat him with a chain and bear hugged him. High-pitch Mike interviewing a purported eyewitness who describes what he says he saw. Meantime, word that MSNBC's Lawrence O'Donnell referenced Benji's stunt at the news conference a couple of times last night, reportedly citing Bronk and the show by name.
Boy, Benji, all over the news. That's your wet dream, huh?
That part was fun. The press conference itself was fun, yeah.
Getting your ankle broken was probably not that much fun.
Yeah, I'm worried about it.
Yep. You want to go to the doctor? You want me to excuse you early?
No, I just hope I can get a good appointment
Did
today.
you ice your ankle?
Last night, some of my friends, Sheila came over and Bernie and...
Sheila still comes over?
We're real close, yeah.
No kidding?
Yeah, I mean, in a situation like this, yeah, for sure.
Wow. Good for you, be maintaining friendships after fucking a chick for a couple of years and then kind of like dumping her.
Well, we broke up, but I mean, we weren't right for marriage. But
I don't think you'll be right for marriage with anyone. Honestly.
Yeah, who would be right to marry Benji?
I don't think he's right to even sleep with for a night. Quite frankly, I don't get it. I don't know how you got her.
Oh my goodness!
Very attractive girl and very
Love
nice girl.
Sheila.
She's great, and she really helped me last night.
Like you called her and she came to your rescue.
Oh my God!
Does she have a boyfriend?
Yeah, yeah.
Does he get resentful?
He came over also. They got me the crutches last night. No, I'm good friends.
Because I know you'd fuck her.
No. Like they're like family to me.
Could you turn your back? I want to feel her up.
You're like a pet to them.
But she
weird. Like I don't know. I would never want like one of like Beth's
exes.
Yeah, like calling her and saying, "Come on over and ice my ankle."
Get me some crutches?
Okay, Beth and I are going to go over and ice her ex-boyfriend's ankle.
Yeah, and I guess what? I'd say, Beth, and when you come back, guess what? The lock on the door is going to be closed. It's going to be changed.
I'm crippled.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess you're such a non-threat to this guy that...
No, it's I guess so, but that's not. We're not.
You probably looked at Benji and said, "How could I be jealous of this?
Right, yeah.
Some big fat mess." I mean, for a boyfriend to be okay with that, it's got to be like a complete fucking sloth.
I'm very lucky to have the friends I have.
You're just lucky you look so messed up.
Yeah.
Because guys would not put up with that if you look like Brad Pitt or anything close.
She wouldn't be icing your ankle.
Right. Or if you had anything going on that was threatening to a guy. No way he'd allow Sheila to come over and work on your leg.
Yeah, when I told her that she wanted
You're just lucky you have absolutely nothing going on in your life and you're horrible looking.
You have to point this out to him in such great detail.
Right. You're just so lucky that you have nothing going on.
You're a loser.
And you're a total loser and you even don't even look good. So you're lucky that way. That's how you can maintain that friendship. But go ahead. Yes.
I am lucky.
So they iced you and you put your leg up?
They found crutches in the middle of the night for me. And
if I was the boyfriend, I'd be like, he needs you to ice? Can't he fucking ice his own leg?
He doesn't have ice?
Yeah, right. He has ice and he has a bag. And why do you need to go over to him? You know what I mean? It's weird.
I would do the same for either of them. But
they don't need you to do that because they're capable of getting some ice and putting it on their leg. You called people over to your apartment to put ice on your leg?
I called and said what happened because I didn't want... They're good friends. I didn't want her to hear about it and get scared and worried. So I wanted to tell her what happened. I also told my friend Marianne was going to come over, too.
Wow, whole fucking gang.
Yeah, everybody's there looking at Benji's ankle.
Good thing you didn't call me because I would. What is it, Benji? At 3 o'clock in the morning.
So get yourself some ice and leave me alone.
I don't want you to worry because I got to ice my leg. What was it like when Sheila told this new guy that she dated Benji? I wonder what that would like. This guy's got to be awfully
when do you do that? Is that something you say right away, or do you wait until somebody gets to know you?
That's something you're ashamed of. How long did Sheila take before she said, "Listen"?
You bring that up 2 years into the relationship.
Yeah, right. I mean, when do you announce that bombshell?
I don't know. I have some ex-girlfriends that are become like family, and she's one of them.
It's fucking crazy.
And I'm lucky.
Yeah. Sure are.
Because I'm so...
No, I'm just saying that she has a boyfriend, so if that boyfriend doesn't mind, that means he sees no threat from you whatsoever.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
He must be.
Yeah. Wow. I'm fascinated. By the way, my ex-boyfriend is Benji. That fucking maniac from the Howard Stern show, the big fat guy.
That mess, that load that keeps calling and saying he needs things.
Oh, that's okay. You can go over and see him. No problem.
Go naked.
We don't care.
Go naked.
There's no way you're going to fuck him again.
That's how unthreatening he is.
Right.
Exactly. Go and spread beaver.
Oh, anyway.
Oh, dear.
Sorry your leg hurts.
Yeah, well,
I'd like you to get it checked out.
No, I do too. I'm more worried about if there's,
gangrene.
Permanent damage to it at all.
Probably.
Permanent damage.
But was it worth
my
it?
baseball career.
But was it worth it? You were on TV for exactly 1 second.
Yeah, that was.
What kind of permanent damage could there be?
Listen, maybe I'm paranoid. I was reading online like all this stuff. Like it seems like it's swelled up very bad, and
They might have to amputate.
Well, you left your leg down, number one. You didn't really do what you should have done. No. You should have kept it in ice and elevated all night.
I was keeping it elevated, but
didn't Sheila know to do that?
She did.
To elevate your leg and put it in ice?
My kept telling me to put it down.
If you had dated Benji for years and had slept with him...
Well, this wouldn't happen.
I know, but I'm giving you a situation. If you had dated Benji for years...
This is something I would never admit.
Okay, right. You would never admit it.
Yeah, if Benji even stayed in my life, I would have to tell him never, ever, ever reveal that we were together. Because
there are women in my life that I am so embarrassed that I fucked. And I have to say, I haven't even told Beth I fucked them. And if she ever found out, I would just really be embarrassed. And I got to figure...
Yeah, Benji's that guy.
But if I was going to confess, I'd confess early on.
Yeah, just before you even have any attachment.
It's like an STD. If you're going to really tell, you go, look, here's what happened to me. I got an STD. Or you just go, all right, I fucked Benji.
I'm emotional herpes.
Did she tell him right away, or did she wait?
We met each other pretty early on. There was someone died when they started dating, and so we were all kind of
thrown together.
Yeah.
And she pointed at you and said, "Hey, I fucked him."
No, I don't think she
said, "Hey, that was my boyfriend."
I don't remember. We became friends.
And he didn't dump her after he found out that
no,
she made love to you?
No.
That's why Benji says he's a great guy.
Right. Yeah. If I fucked Benji, I wouldn't tell anybody. He fucked me.
I fucked her. And I was good.
So you had your big moment during the press conference. I'm surprised you didn't just go home because...
I wish I had.
Yeah, because you pulled off a coup.
I agree. And the press conferences, you're kind of invited to do that. And interrupting the newscasters is obnoxious. I don't think I deserve to be...
Hey.
But it's something I don't really like. Even though I'm compelled to do it.
Yes.
You're compelled.
Yeah. I am.
I'm like Anthony Weiner.
It's hard not to, because when you see it on TV, it looks so funny.
I understand. It is funny, but
I do feel like I'm interrupting them, and it would be like if you were on a cell phone and I was yelling and interrupting you. But
all right.
So you might do it again.
Probably not to a woman.
What's Sheila's new boyfriend look like? Does he look like you?
He's a nice. I'm sure he wants to be private, though.
Well, I'm just saying it.
Yeah, he doesn't want anybody to know he's dating the girl who dated Benji.
Are you more handsome than...
No. Have you seen guys that are more handsome than?
No. That's what I'm saying. I'm wondering what this guy looks like. What the hell?
What are you talking about?
Sheila's only going to go up with the guys, as far as I'm concerned.
Make every guy look like Brad Pitt.
Right. Wow. And he didn't react when he heard that you banged her. That's good for him.
He probably had to go home and think about it.
The truth be told. She probably thought, "Wow, I met the greatest girl." Then she goes, "Well, look, I got to tell you, I got to be honest with you. I had sex with Benji Bronk." And then he was, "What? Wait, you?" It's going to bring you home.
Was it a one-night stand? Were you drunk?
He raped you, right?
Put the roofie in your drink.
No. I went there willingly. Oh, wow. For how long?
I was there for several years.
I'm just fucking with you. You're a great guy.
I am?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I mean, I'm not really fucking with you. I just feel bad. No, but I'm worried about your leg. So I really want you to get that checked out. And if you can leave early if you need to go to an appointment.
That's why I got to get an appointment.
All right. No, we're not going to help you with that.
He should have gone to the emergency room.
Of course.
It would have been done.
Guy would have come up. We are going to take off your leg.
Look, I went to the emergency room with my broken wrist. I'm fine.
Except for that giant scar that you try to cover up with a tattoo.
It's not a giant scar.
Robin, don't worry, no scar. We do this here all the time at the emergency room. Let me see. Later, anybody have any extra Scotch tape?
Oh, my goodness. There's nothing giant about this scar.
Let me see your scar. You covered it up with a tattoo. Now I can't see it. What is your name, Benji Bronk? All right, we're going to operate now on your broken ankle.
Okay, sit on the table, Chubby.
When I broke my ankle, I went to an emergency room.
Yeah,
no
me too.
scar at all.
I've gone to the emergency room many times.
Benji can't go.
No. Well, he needs an orthopedic surgeon.
Listen, if it's, Brian Phelan said it's probably better just go to emergency because they can do everything at once.
And they call an orthopedic surgeon.
Right.
But I thought if I went last night, I thought I would have been there till in mid.
Tell you, I met a really good doctor in the emergency room. Still works on. Worked on Beth when she broke her ankle and all this stuff.
She broke it.
She either sprained. What I forget.
I think she sprained it, didn't she? When
was
Gary's dad?
No, she broke it.
She broke it.
She was interrupting newscasters, or
it was no. She fell down the steps.
Oh gosh.
She just finished making love to me and took a good look at me and then fell backwards down the steps. She's like, "Oh my God."
You're terrible.
Anyway, are you done?
Nope.
Oh, go ahead.
Also today, best-selling author Gary Dell'Abate barnstorming bookstores across America.
Yeah, by the way, somebody sent me the funniest picture. I meant to talk. I don't know if you saw this, Steve, but this is the greatest. Gary's at a book signing. Look at this picture. There's a girl with a low-cut top on just sitting there getting a signature. Gary is just looking at her tits.
He's not looking at her.
Steve's there, but he's look at this.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's hysterical.
And he's licking his teeth with his big tongue and teeth. Look at that.
I could have been Eddie. I could have been looking past.
Oh, Gary, look at this one. Can you see?
Let me come in.
Come on in.
You got to see this. That's
see
the
this.
Dell'Abate leer.
And not only is he leering, but he's wetting down his teeth because his teeth get dry when he's turned on. Oh, there's Gary's shadow. I'll tell you about that in a minute.
I was going to say, who is this person?
You tell her to wear a small. Put your winter coat on.
I mean, I could have glanced over there for a second.
Stop it.
Look at you. You're staring at those titties, and you're wetting down your choppers with your tongue. Come on. You're not?
No, I'm wetting down my choppers. That I am.
Post this picture on the internet, please.
I mean, I could have been looking over. Somebody could have yelled something.
Bro, you're looking at this.
You know how you leer.
You're leering.
Come on.
I don't leer anymore.
And you remember when you got the boner on stage because you started leering?
Hey, there was 2 lesbians on stage doing shit.
You're like Anthony Weiner. So this is funny. Gary said to me, "There's a woman shadowing me, but she's an important woman."
Yeah?
I go, "What do you mean shadowing me?" She wants to learn about radio and being a producer in radio. And she wants to shadow Gary for the day. But
actually, that she has a very high-powered job.
Yeah, what do you do again?
I work for the general manager of the New York Jets.
Stick with that. What are you
That's
doing?
not what she's not out here to learn the business. The general manager sends them out to go follow people around to just learn stuff.
What are you going to learn from him?
I think I can learn a lot from Gary.
What have you learned so far? How long have you been here?
I've been here since 5:30 this morning.
And what did you learn?
I learned that Gary's very busy.
Doing what, though? What does he do? Tell me. What does he do, like, from 5:30 till 7:30?
He's looking up information, wants to, make sure that it's all in front of you when you go on a break.
That's
very busy.
Yeah, and so you're just sitting there looking at him, huh?
I've been taking her around.
Yeah, he's been showing me the ropes.
So is he who else have you shadowed?
I've only shadowed Gary.
Oh, you just started working for the Jets?
No, I started working for the Jets back in July, but
it would seem to me you would have shadowed more people since the owner wants you to, the general manager wants you to shadow people.
Well, this is just something that we're doing. It's a professional development assignment for this period of time. We don't do this all.
Did you see that movie he does when he puts his feet up on the desk and falls asleep for a few minutes? Has he shown you that?
I haven't seen that.
Has he showed you how to leer down women's tops?
No, he hasn't shown me that.
So how long are you going to shadow him for? I mean, how much time are you going to put into this?
I'll be here until he throws me out, I suppose.
For the day. She'll be here for the day.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
Well, it's nice to have you here.
Well, thank you.
Very nice woman, married woman, single?
I am married.
All right, be careful. Benji's here. He might want to date you.
You might not be able to keep your hands off him.
Yeah, he's very, very attractive. Married woman, children?
I don't have children of my own. I have 2 stepdaughters.
Oy vey.
Oy vey?
How's that going? It's a challenge.
It's a challenge.
That's right.
Oh.
They're lovely
Sad
girls.
to hear that.
They're thrilled. They're thrilled with you. Have you smelled Gary's breath yet? You haven't gotten that close.
I haven't smelled anything.
Do you admire Gary with his work ethic, and do you feel that he's an organized person and he's doing well?
I do. That's why I wanted to follow him.
Right. All right. Well,
do you
please
know that he's also on the board of Parks and Recreation?
I did know that.
You should shadow him for that. See what he does there.
I'm working on that too.
Yeah. Well, I hope you learn something.
I'm learning a lot. I'm really happy to be here. It's great.
Something tells me he can learn something from you.
Can you shadow her, Gary?
Yeah.
I'll shadow her.
Yeah, go shadow her for the day and learn something.
Go spend the day at the Jets.
Well, I can tell you what, the general manager's smart. He's saying, hey, look, maybe you'll pick up some kind of information. So, I mean, I doubt you'll pick up anything here. But
Why? Why do you doubt that?
Because, what is she going to learn from you, really? I mean, I can't even imagine.
It's just, I think it's always interesting to see the way other people operate, even to learn from. Sometimes one of the best internships I ever had was to learn what not to do. Maybe she'll say that's not the way I want to operate.
I see.
I just always think Gary's. I listen to the show a lot,
right.
And I think when there's times where you'll be talking to a guest and.
He comes in with information.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
just there. And it's sort of that kind of anticipation and something I could improve in.
Want to see video of Gary sleeping at his desk? Here.
Oh, no.
There you go. Look, there he is.
Wow.
That's him. I wish you were there that day. How interesting. Look.
One day in 28 years, I'm like Anthony Weiner. I made one mistake.
There he is. And there it is. Hard at work. You'd had a particularly rough day, right?
I had 8 black and white cookies.
He ate so many cookies, he went into sugar shock.
I crashed. I did. That's the one time Robin's right about sugar. That's what happened.
So when you shadow, you try to do what he's doing. So if he takes a nap, will you take a nap?
No, I don't think I'll.
Imagine she's taking a nap at work, and the general manager of the Jets says, "What are you doing?" She goes, "Well, this is what I learned from Gary. He told me to
shadow someone. I did."
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. All right. Well, nice to meet you, and I hope you learned something from Fafafuhai.
Nice to meet you.
Very good.
Thanks.
All right, Fafafui helping his shadow with headphones. Very good, Gary. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I like that you have someone shadowing you.
Gary.
Yes.
Is it difficult to have someone shadow and really take your job seriously when you're just getting busted on constantly like that?
No, it's fine. I mean, she listens to the show, so she knows that's part of it. She's watching what I'm doing, and it's actually fun to have somebody around.
Lauren, obviously you expected some of this to happen. What's it like to actually be in the, right here with Howard and actually see it live in person?
It's pretty great. It's I kind of tried to picture what it looked like, and now I can actually see it, and I thought it's pretty cool.
It's living up to your expectations.
I'm sorry, I can't be more articulate than that at the moment. That's not really. But yeah, it's definitely living up to my expectations, and it's really great to see how everything works behind the scenes.
And what are you ultimately hoping to gain today?
I am hoping to gain all of the knowledge that Gary has, just to look at the way he works and maybe take something from there and about the way he does his job and apply it to mine so that I can do better for my boss.
All right, well, welcome.
Well, thank you very much.
Have fun today.
Thanks.
Benj.
Yeah?
I get the sense that, through this comedy led to tragedy. I mean, you really do not feel good about what happened. I mean, no one would about an assault, but I get the sense that you're really hurt from a human standpoint, not the physical.
It's funny. Like, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, if I had been roughhousing with you guys, if we were just playing around, it would hurt, and it would suck. But I guess it bothers. It's much more upsetting when someone intentionally hurts you. At least to me.
Because you caused such a ruckus, and because you...
See, I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure if the guy... I don't know if they were just guys wanting to get involved, and they were, like, you know, trying to be macho, and they thought they were doing something right. Or I don't know if the two guys were with each other. I have no idea. Or if it was something to do with what I said at the press conference. Or I don't know what, you know, for sure happened. Like I know one guy grabbed me, and I didn't see it. I was told another guy hit me with the ankle. I mean, hit me with the chain.
Bench. Was it worth it though in the end?
Nah, not if it's like. First of all, like I've said, like I'm not into the whole interrupting reporters thing. Even though I know I've done it a bunch of times, I'm always kind of like, it's like. It does strike me as a little bit wrong, even though I do it. I don't think it warrants, like, you know, being physical with someone, yeah. But it's still not something I am that into. Like, I was much more into the press conference part. That was, like, an open invite, and I thought that was just a fun thing.
I mean, it was a legendary interruption. I mean, that was one of my favorite.
But I better get back to the show, because he's going to make a big deal about me, like.
Okay.
All right? We'll talk more.
I hope your ankle turns out to be.
I hope so. That'd be great.
Or you know,
it'd be great. Like if it's what I'm worried. Like listen, if it's just like a temporary thing, it will suck. But if I can get it all healed, that'll be great.
I think Tim's going through some sort of midlife crisis. Did you know what he did on his vacation? I saw it. I don't know. Like Tim's not married anymore, and you know, I don't know what he's going through. But I liked it better when he was married because. I feel like he was here more.
Is he not here?
He's here, but...
Howard, I'm here all the time.
Are you?
I live here.
It seems like you're not as, I don't know.
What?
Focused.
Bullshit.
So,
well, what did he do on his vacation?
He went and did something really weird. He went to Baja, which I think is in Mexico.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And he hooked up with some motorcycle guys.
What?
And motorcycled through the desert. And then, like, visited the graves of people who died in the desert. And then he started sending videotapes via the internet, and all of the videos were upside down. He doesn't even have a fucking video. What the fuck are you up to with that motorcycle thing, man?
No, I always wanted
freaking out.
No, when I was a kid, I used to ride dirt bikes all the time.
Right.
And when Kid Rock was in here, he was telling me about this motorcycle thing, the dirt bike ride he went on.
Yeah.
So I went and checked it out, and so I got on it and went out and did it last weekend.
That's who?
That's Tim.
Kid Rock?
No, that's Tim. He's wearing something that looks like a football outfit.
That's me.
Yeah, there he is.
That's me.
Oh, my goodness.
But you ride through the Baja. You fly into San Diego, and then I was picked up and rode down to Ensenada, and then you ride through the Baja. You do about 110, 150 miles a day.
Looked like you were doing it with some hardcore dudes.
Oh, man, it was awesome. It was awesome.
But don't people die on the...
Oh, yeah. They've been hurt. They tell you that afterwards, but you know, if you're experienced and you know how to do it, it's not a big deal. But you just
How old are you again?
55.
55, huh? You're into dirt bikes, huh?
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So, but it was fun.
Yeah?
So, yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. It was the most incredible thing.
Why don't you know? How do you send a videotape upside down? I don't even know how you do that.
Well, the thing's, like, when I was out in the Baja, you're out there by yourself, basically.
Right.
You know, there's a guy a mile ahead of you, maybe, and a mile behind you, and you're holding my video camera. You're on a motorcycle. You're just shaking, you know, because you're, like, going 60, 70 miles an hour through the desert, and you're ripping along. And so I just pulled my phone out and just...
Oh. Is it a motorcycle or a dirt bike?
Dirt bike. Honda 450s.
I see.
And it's a company called Chris Haynes Motorcycle Adventures, and there's two guys.
Oh, so it's for like guys who work in offices who want to pretend they're the wild
No, this is not
gang
pretending.
or
This is not
Tim goes,
pretending.
I think they kind of tell you Bubba Minds a story.
No.
Because Tim goes, this is where one of the guys on one of these tours. It's so dangerous that he died, and they just buried him right here in the desert.
There's graves
like Tim,
there's graves throughout the entire Baja. I mean,
and why would you want to go visit them?
Because he's his friend. I don't know. But it was...
All I know is I saw this upside-down video. I thought Tim was in Australia. Isn't that like the opposite of here?
Right,
It's really great. It was just... it's like how you meditate. I mean, when you're on a motorcycle...
it's not like how I meditate.
No, let me tell you something. When you're riding through the desert at 50, 60 miles an hour, and all you have to do is focus and concentrate on, just making sure that there's road
What
in
makes
front
you
of you.
think when I meditate, I focus and concentrate?
You have to. You have a mantra, right?
Let me tell you something. Meditation is relaxing. What you're doing is stressful.
No, this was relaxing. This was...
All right, good.
Fred, you ride bikes, It's...
I do.
Yeah, so he knows. All right. So, okay. All right. And I'm
Just-
here all the time.
Just
What
get
are
to
you
work.
talking about?
Did you
Okay.
hire a new hot assistant, everyone's telling me?
Yeah, I hired an assistant,
Yeah,
right.
she is hot.
Yeah.
What?
Is that right?
Yeah.
How did this all come
Why did he need another assistant? Where's
Don't you have
Jared?
Jared?
Yeah, we promoted Jared.
We promoted Jared.
What is he doing
What does he
now?
do? Yeah, what's his promotion?
Well, he's got more responsibilities, and so we...
What's
is
going
he
on
up
back
to?
there?
we got it.
You
Don't-
hired another person?
Yes.
Wow. What?
No, it's...
What?
We hired an assistant.
All
yes,
right.
okay.
We needed that?
Yeah, we needed that.
I'll have to meet her.
Okay.
I meet everybody.
Today.
Good. What's going on, Gary?
Oh, here we go.
What's up?
This is all I know. Tim's been looking for an assistant for a period of time, a couple of months, and it appeared that he was mostly interviewing guys. He's like, I've always had a guy assistant.
Right.
That's what I need right now. And then this girl that walked in yesterday, she's beautiful.
Well, listen, a woman can't be discriminated against because she's beautiful.
No, exactly.
Right.
But I think the search stopped as soon as she walked in.
No, we had a lot of people come in. HR interviewed a lot of people, and we put them in front of us, and it was the most qualified candidate for the job.
You're not going to date her, are you?
Oh, please.
Good.
Please.
He's already dating.
Please.
They're getting married.
Please.
Tim says like that's unheard of.
Right.
That never happens.
Please.
Congressmen don't tweet their penises.
No
You're
one
not
ever,
tweeting your penis.
no one
are you?
ever dates their secretary.
All right. Well, good luck, guys.
Tim,
Yes, sir.
part of being the boss up here is that your personal life is often put on display. Do you try to keep things to yourself now? What's the secret to surviving up here?
I just try to do my job, keep my head down, and stay focused on what the job requires, and let it go at that.
But motorcycle riding, hiring a female assistant, were you anticipating these things would become show fodder?
Nothing's a secret here. Everything's fair game, I guess. And at some point, when you do something different or extreme, you're going to get noticed. And Howard riding bikes is kind of out of the ordinary, I guess, for Howard. So of course he's going to talk about it and take note of it because it's something that he wouldn't normally do.
Does the show itself seep into your personal life in that? Does it affect your decision making? Do you sometimes think twice about, maybe I shouldn't tell anyone about this, or maybe I shouldn't try this because it may turn out to be, I'm on the hot seat in this studio?
No. I just do what I do and live my life. I just, work is work and my personal life is my personal life. And that's just the way it goes.
Part of being a soldier up here.
Part of being a soldier, doing the duty.